Hi, and welcome to this Weekday Word. Today in the calendar of the church, we remember William Wilberforce. Wilberforce's life was well captured in the movie Amazing Grace many years ago, and he was an Anglican evangelical who lived in the early 1800s. He was a man of great influence, both on the political stage and in the social stage in England. And when he came to faith, he really felt that God had put two great tasks upon his heart. The first was the reform of manners in England. England was not known as the most righteous society in which to live. There were a lot of social issues, and so he took it upon himself to seek the reform of manners, helping people to live in ways that were better. And the second was the abolition of slavery. Against all odds, against long odds, and against a lot of social and political pressure, Wilberforce never gave up. And so by the time of his death, he had accomplished those two great things with a gathering of people, other influential people around him. I think we can learn a lot from Wilberforce's life. I think we can see that God gives each and every one of us a sphere of influence. It may not be as big as Wilberforce's was, but every one of us has a sphere of influence, whether it's family or friends or workplace. We have a sphere around us in which we have some influence. And so from Wilberforce, we learn that we need to use whatever influence we have to accomplish God's work. We also learn from Wilberforce that we should never give up. We should keep on going when God calls us to do something. And part of the way that we do that is that we remember the results belong to God. I think sometimes we look at someone like Wilberforce's life and we come up with strategies. If we can do what he did, then we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. And I don't think that's really what was going on in Wilberforce's life. Yes, there was strategy involved. He did some very wise things, but ultimately it was because God wanted something done and called Wilberforce to do it that it happened. And so when God lays these things upon our heart, we don't give up. We continue to persevere in that work, but we also give the results to God. God is the one who will accomplish his will. And our part is simply to be faithful to do what he's asked us to do in the sphere of influence that we have. Wilberforce changed the course of the British Empire. Mighty things were done through his work and the work of those gathered around him, the Clapham sect. But God can do mighty things in our lives as well. We may not go down in the history of the world, we may not get a feast day to remember us by, but that doesn't mean that we won't change lives in ways that have eternal consequences. So be encouraged this day to do whatever it is God is calling you to do faithfully and trusting that he will work his purposes out, and that your goal is simply to hear from him, well done. Be blessed this day, and I look forward to seeing you soon.